Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Legacy. My name is Eugene, and this is a Pauper Magic video. So I'm going to pitch it over to Bryson, and he'll take it away from here.
Hello, and welcome to another round of Pauper Magic brought to you by Spellhole Games. Tonight, we've got Rodrigo playing Jeskai Wildfire on the left, and we got Johnny playing Grixis Mogg combo on the right. Now, this Jeskai Wildfire deck is using Cleansing Wildfire in conjunction with the artifact lands that are indestructible to not only draw a card but ramp, and this is used to power out these 4, 5, 6, 7 drops in the deck while maintaining control with counter spells and burn, and eventually crossing the finish line with one of those cards. Where Johnny is using Putrid Goblin, which is a persist goblin with first day of class, allowing this to infinitely re-enter the battlefield and exploiting either a Skirk Prospector or a Goblin Sledder to eventually kill with a Makeshift Musicians and finishing the game. Alright, enough with the intro, let's get this game going. I think Rodrigo got the play here. Looks like he's going to start off with just a Preordain, Sculpt in the hand. Johnny here already with one piece of the combo with that first day of class, and he drew the goblin off the top, so he's kind of got it all wrapped up now. Now we just have to see how Rodrigo can manage this. Rodrigo using a good interaction here with all these tap lands in his deck. He's able to, ice, to tap down his land to put him off a mana, tempo him out, because Johnny's deck is full of 2 drops. Just another island Preordain. Plays another island, pass the turn. Johnny here actually with some mana. Deploys the Ichor Wellspring as a nice redraw. Combos very well with Deadly Dispute. Basically getting an Ancestral while also creating a treasure along the way. Just tap land, go. Johnny here decides to Thoughtcast. Affinity to Artifact, so instead of costing 5 mana, it only costs Johnny 3 mana. And then he finishes off the turn with one of the combo outlets, the Goblin Sledder, which allows you to give target creature +1/+1 until end of turn. So with the Persist combo, you're able to push through with the Goblin Sledder. Respecting it, Rodrigo deploys the Fire side of Fire Ice to deal 2 damage, or 1 damage to that 1 to face. There goes that Deadly Dispute. Because it targets, or because he's sacking the Ichor Wellspring, regardless, he's going to draw that 1 card off it leaving, and then draws an additional 2 and creates that treasure. There's a Pentad Prism there with Sunburst, so he paid 2 different colors of mana, so it'll come in with 2 counters, allowing sort of like a mana battery effect, because this deck is quite mana hungry, considering it's got a lot of different engine pieces and the combo requires minimum 4 mana. This is the red version of Archaeomancer, the Ardent Elementalist, allowing Rodrigo to rebuy. Let's see here. Johnny untapping with the combo in hand, realizing that he's got 2 mana up and a counter spell, trying to decide how to navigate this turn. Starts off with a Thoughtcast, trying to like bait out the counter magic. Johnny now with the window open, just puts the goblin in for now. He has enough time, he's not under pressure, he can wait. Rodrigo goes tap land, starting to generate large amounts of value now with this Ardent Elementalist, as the Ephemerate can target the Elementalist to pick back up the Ephemerate at his upkeep. So not only is he getting these counter spells back and reaping even more advantage now with this Cleansing Wildfire, being able to thin his deck from lands while also drawing a card. Just really pulling ahead here. Although Johnny does present some sort of threat with that Goblin in play, Rodrigo's pretty confident with his counterspell loop here with the Ardent Elementalist. He should be pretty in a decent position. It's anyone's game at this point. Johnny now realizing it's definitely an interesting situation here. He's got, I believe that's another Deadly Dispute in hand. Something to really leverage the draws there. Decides to cash in the Pentad Prism on the Deadly Dispute, prompting Rodrigo with the counterspell. Deploys the Sacrifice Outlet and Skirk Prospector, which also generates mana. So he holds priority, allows the Persist trigger to go on the stack, and then cast the first day class, which means whenever the next creature went into the battlefield, enters with a +1/+1 counter. So he's able to negate the Persist, and Johnny knows the writing's on the wall, concedes the game. The Makeshift Musicians. Now we got Rodrigo on the play with just tap land go. Johnny liking that, going tap land go. Rodrigo with that powerful ice the tap land, or ice the slow land. Really tempoing him out while also drawing a card at the same time. Very nice, like, time walk effect. Not as powerful on turn 3, but still, Johnny able to kind of push out this Pentad Prism, which kind of, wouldn't say negated that tempo loss, but pushes ahead the mana for the next turn. If he has everything wrapped up, he can go for some powerful combo turn. Cleansing Wildfire being used on Johnny as he does not run any basics in the deck, it seems. Or does he? Okay. Yeah, he does have basics. Okay. Just wasn't aware of its effect. But still, in the end, always drawing a card off that Cleansing Wildfire. So even if you are hitting your opponent's land, you're still able to cycle and draw. Johnny fetching up an island there. Showing off that Grixis mana base there. Let's see, potential 5 mana here. Even 6 if he plays untap land. Starts off with the Acre Wellspring. Drawing a card. Goes for the 1 mana Thoughtcast. Drawing 2 more cards. Thoughtcast really being powered up by all these artifact lands in the deck. Decides to burn up the Pentad Prism to establish that Makeshift Munitions. Testing Johnny's counterspells, as it's pretty hard to remove the munitions once it's in play, and it's the best outlet in the deck for winning the game. Let's see, Rodrigo on tapping. Looks like he's got a land in hand, so he's not going to be missing that land drop. With a preordain, most likely. Yeah. Sees one of my new favorite cards to the format, the Soul of Migration. Sort of the army in a can in conjunction with Ephemerate. Coming in with 2 birds on Evoke. And if you get the Ephemerate off, you get 4 birds plus the 2/4 body of the Soul of Migration. Deciding to keep that powerhouse around, I think. 3 mana. Goes for the Evoked Mulldrifter. Plus the Ephemerate. Might as well start drawing a ton of cards. Never a bad thing. Best thing about Pauper is so many situations where you end up discarding to hand size. It's a very fun format. Definitely the Legacy Light. See Johnny here with a lot of options. Full grip now. Starts off with the Skirk Prospector. Presenting a pretty decent threat since he already has the outlet. All he needs is the first day of class. So he's able to... Oh. He's rethinking that line there. Again, this is just casual Pauper here, so we're always learning, trying to get new people and more players onto this fun format. Rethinking his turn now. I think he's just going to play the Goblin first. Oh no, he just decides to just Deadly Dispute. Drawing more cards. Nothing wrong with drawing more cards. Yeah, exclaiming how happy he is about just drawing more cards. Puts out that Skirk Prospector. Still has that treasure token there, I believe. Figuring out what to discard to hand size. It's a tough position here. Rodrigo missing that Ardent Elementalist for that full Ephemerate counterspell lock. Has to either heavily pressure Johnny with his answers in terms of bolt effects or maintaining enough counter magic in the correct position to stop the combo from happening. With this huge grip after that Mole Drifter draw on his upkeep. A lot of options here. Wants to develop the mana base, so puts out that tap land, foreseeing that there would be more turns ahead. Wisely uses the Galvanic Blast to scoop up that Skirk Prospector. So that thing is no joke. And Galvanic Blast in Rodrigo's deck being powered up by all the artifact lands, allowing for easy access to the Metalcraft of that 4 damage effect. Johnny digging away with another Thoughtcast. 1 mana draw 2. And a Deadly Dispute, really just churning through his deck. Drawing an additional 2 cards and creating another treasure. He's got at least a land drop to make. And he's got the 2 treasures. Oh, he just moves to discard. No lands. Okay. Rodrigo knows now that Johnny's hand is probably full of gas as he's not played a land and is discarding. Gotta be something to be afraid of, but he is drawing an obscene amount of cards here, so I don't think he's too upset. He really just needs to put a big clock like his 5/2 Crimson Fleet Commodore, which not only gives you Monarch, but is a 5/2 Trampler. I have lost many games to this card. It puts serious amounts of pressure, chunking in for a quarter of your life total every turn. Pauper being oftentimes a slow, grindy format, a 4-turn clock is a very serious threat. Although it has 2 power, it's easy to answer, it still doesn't mess around. And the Monarch really just keeps, if you're ahead, you just keep pushing ahead. Johnny here is still missing his land drop, looks like. But he's got, I think he's got an Unearth in there, which allows him to rebuy almost all his combo cards. There we go. Finally hits a land drop off that Ichor Wellspring. Looks like he's got at least a first day of class in hand. He's just missing the... I think he's got all the goblins either in his hand or graveyard to theoretically combo off here. Now it just comes down to what window Johnny decides to pick. Although Rodrigo is not pressuring him too hard, the window forever closes where he assembles a counterspell lock. I mean, it just comes down to both of them being at 20 life, and we're already halfway through a 17-minute sped-up game. So this is some serious round 2. Shows how in-depth some of these matchups can be, just discarding to hand size constantly. We pointed out to Johnny so he knew that when you actually move to discard, you have to make your decision there because discarding to hand size is in the cleanup step and you don't have a chance to actually respond to that. Hitting another land drop there. Johnny decides to, this is it, Skirk Prospector. And let's see if he pulls the trigger. Gets a Putrid Goblin in play. Goes for the combo. Taps 3 mana for the Goblin Matron, allowing him to tutor for another Goblin, most likely grabbing the Sledder or another Prospector to have backup if Rodrigo had removal, which he did, using a Galv Blast to get rid of that other Prospector. So I think there's only 2 left in Johnny's deck now, since 2 have been answered. He's got that Sledder in hand now, so finally some damage happening with the Mole Drifter, because it's been busy being ephemerated, hasn't had a chance to actually swing in. First blood after many exchanges on the stack and on the battlefield. Passing the turn with lots of mana up, was at 6 mana. Johnny now hitting his land drops comfortably after missing them for about 3-4 turns. A lot of thinking here. I think he's got the combo wrapped up, but still just decides see if he can get some more protection. Maybe get another Prospector to generate the infinite mana aspect of the combo. Because you don't have to generate infinite mana. If you're able to have just the Goblin Sledder and a non-summoning sick creature, you're able to use the Persist outlet with the Shredder to make an infinitely large creature and end your opponent. Unfortunately, Rodrigo has a lot of little creatures and stuff he can clog up the board with, although he only has the one in play at the moment. Looks like using that mystical teachings there to fetch up the first day of class. The combo card being fetched up with the one of the best toolbox cards in Pauper, allowing you to search up any instant and with flashback, giving you that longevity since some of these games go so long. Generating a mere 6 mana is no trouble. Mold Drifter there, nugging in for another 2. Here comes his buddy just on Evoke. Just wants to churn through, looking for more counterspells or interaction. Or maybe a land, because there's nothing like ensuring land drops in this type of situation, because you want to be able to have as many options available. Considering half of Rodrigo's deck is all at instant speed with Counterspell, Galvanic Blast, Fiery Cannonade, Ice, Dispel, Abrade, all of these pairing well against Johnny's combo. There's one of them, Counterspell, taking out that Goblin, not allowing for any shenanigans. I think that's the third Prospector there, and it resolves. Johnny now playing the first day of class, which gets responded with a Galv Blast on the Prospector, Unearth on the Prospector, Unearth on the Goblin, and that's the combo wrapped up. He already has the makeshift musicians in play, and that's it. Squeaking out a window where Rodrigo couldn't have enough answer up, and that double Unearth really allowing to push through that advantage. Awesome game. What a 2-2-0. Alright, thanks for joining, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Just want to say at the end of the video here, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps our numbers and really gets us out into the world for more people to enjoy Pauper Magic and Legacy Magic and all those fun things. If you want to know the deck lists of these decks, they are in the description below. And please join our Discord if you are local and want to get more into the Legacy scene around here. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.